We've got special guests from the band Saint Augustine's Music joining us today. We've got Chloe and Andy. Welcome, team.
Oh, well, help if I turn your mics on. Sorry about that. Must be a Friday. Try that again. Hello.
Morena, it's great to be here.
Thank you for having us.
You guys have dropped a single today, and I'm so excited about this. And I know that you guys were performing it just across the hall, but we want to spend quite a bit of time in delving deep into how this all came to be, because it's quite a feat to actually pull this kind of stuff together, isn't it?
Oh, it's a mammoth kind of procedure. It's quite it's a bit of a surreal moment today, to be honest, because it's been such a long time coming. And Andy here is like, it wouldn't be possible without him. He's like the vision, creative, the leader, just let's get it done. And
workhorse.
Yeah, pretty much. So he's created all like the social media content, the lyric videos on YouTube that are there today. And then like outsource, Chloe, you're doing this. Isaac, you're doing this. Mary, you're doing this. And so, you know, it was written two years ago.
Wow.
Yep. And then we recorded it late last year in the studio with Nick Manders at Parachute Music. And then the last few months is just kind of getting all the social media stuff done and the planning and sending it to our publisher over in the UK. And what else have we been doing? We did our EP release party last week, which was huge and awesome.
Oh, thanks for the invite. Just kidding.
Chloe, you've already done an amazing job talking up everybody else in your team. So, Andy, your turn now. What does Chloe bring to this?
Well, Chloe brings,
it wouldn't be the same without her.
Absolutely. She brings so much. Well, firstly, this song she's written basically on her own with a bit of help from Isaac, her husband, and John Hoskin on the team. But it's an amazing song. She's kind of been writing it off as maybe not a congregational song, but I feel otherwise. I feel like it's a song that particularly people of our age kind of getting into midlife and, you know, the kind of some of the innocence of youth and how we relate to God is kind of a shifting thing. And we're starting, you know, you start to ask some pretty big questions, a bit like Job, which this song is based about from the story in the Bible. And I think Chloe's done a wonderful job of just piecing this. It's really a story. The song has become a story, a bit different to a typical song, which might be like an A, B, C, D format, where you got the verses, chorus, etc. This one is just 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just straight
it's
through.
like a Christian version of like Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, I'm really excited about this. Okay, so he's just a poor boy with a big family, and they all die, and then God restores them.
Just a poor boy.
So let's talk about this. Let's hear about Job, like where it goes, the song, and reflect on the lyrics and sort of, you know, what it means to you, Chloe.
Oh man, I love that you're asking these questions because I could just talk about this all day. So we're beginning with all of this creation liturgy, which is, so you know when Job's obviously like pouring his heart out to God, like why has all these things happened, and then God finally answers, which is just such a powerful, beautiful moment right at the end of the book of Job. And he doesn't answer Job the way you think that he's going to answer Job. You know, he doesn't even really address those particular issues. Instead he goes on to paint this wonderful world in which he's, you know, who was there when the stars were created and the oceans were stretched out, and you know, and it goes on and on and on. And I basically just sat down with that text and did the first time I've ever kind of tried to take as much liturgy out of the Bible and kind of remove myself from it and get as much of the actual Bible in there as possible. So I had to just choose kind of my favorite moments and find some rhyme schemes.
Well, I mean, it has to rhyme.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh man, so that was actually quite a massive deal just to get that all to work.
Those verses, you've done such a great job with those verses.
I basically what informed the structure is I can't keep writing these verses in this rhyme structure. It's too much. It's too hard. So I've got 4 verses like back to back with this kind of really cool piano line, which Nick Manders he's like, you are playing this line. I was so proud of the jizz because now I'm listening to it. I'm like, I actually played that piano. But what you don't hear is him actually having to do the pedal because it was so creaky and he's like hating how I was using the pedal. So he was like, I'm going to do your pedal work for you. And I was just do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
A real combined effort.
It
there.
really
I like it.
was.
And I loved Andy too, like your reflections on the book of Job as well as a story, because I think many of us can relate to that. Like, I remember when I first got saved, right? And you read verses like, never have I seen the righteous forsaken. And you're like, well, that's cool, but I've been a Christian for 10 minutes. So like, I don't know what that really looks like. But then when you got a few more miles on the clock and you read a story like Job, your relationship to a scripture like that can really change.
That's right. We have enough time under our belt to have picked up a few wounds, asked some deeper questions, be carrying levels of responsibility that we haven't maybe experienced before and not used to. And so these things just simmer away, and I think they come to the surface because we're humans, And I think, this song, I think, does a great job of kind of journeying and kind of engaging with that.
And of course, we're going to hear the song very soon because we're going to play it out for the first time on our radio brands
Yes.
as a finished single. But this is just the beginning, right? Because Death is Not the End. That's the title of the EP. So you've got a few other things lined up for us, don't you?
Yes, we've actually got a 4-track EP which will be out late May, and so we're just kind of peppering the songs out one by one. So the next one is called Wonder, and so at the end of Job it's got this like really beautiful refrain saying, we delight in all we don't know, we know we're not in control, but fill us with wonder. And that's like a little precursor to the next track, which is like and the wonder of it all is you are God, Lord. Sorry. It's
all right.
It's the mystery our hearts are searching for. So it's like beautiful little moment of, and I was saying actually at Life, I love that the Holy Spirit weaves these little ideas like that song was happening in the realm of Andy and his, walk with God, and Job was for me, and then they've kind of come together as this little pair. And then at the end of Wonder, there's this beautiful coda, which is probably my favourite moment on that particular song, which is, death is not the end. We believe that we will rise again. It happened once and it's still happening. So I remember the day that Andy texts us like, death is not the end. It's like potential EP name. And I was like, yes, it's so bold and so provoking. And it's
True.
like,
Yeah. Well, tell us about that moment then. When did this come to you that this would be the name for the EP? Was there a reflection that you had in that moment?
Well, I think that line is really the essence of that particular song Wonder, and I think we were kind of looking for something which would tie the whole concept together, the whole EP together, and I think that line did it. This kind of sure hope that we have in resurrection, which there are kind of songs about resurrection, but it's I think you can always have another one. This is an important theme that we hold to. And it kind of did feel bold. It felt like, oh gosh, I think it captures these songs because these songs have something to say, and that did a good job of that. It's like, okay, well, we're gonna be out the front. We're gonna talk about this from the top.
Well, I guess that's so true, right? Because without the resurrection, we don't have the hope that all of us Christians have. So it is really important and that we get that message out there more and more and more. So before we go into playing your song, Chloe, because I understand you lead vocals on this particular track, where can people go to find out more about Saint Augustine's music?
Well, we're in lots of places, all the usual places. Instagram. I need to create a TikTok. That's on my to-do list.
Welcome to 2025.
I know, but we're millennials, and that's hard. I asked the guy at Life, I was like, can you teach me how to make a reel? But no, we're on Spotify, we're on YouTube, we are on Apple Music, but we're quite active on Instagram, so come and find us on Instagram, which is Saint Augustine's, which is SAINT, Augustine's Music. We also have all of our charts on our main homepage for saintaugustines.org/music.
Oh, great. So like worship teams and stuff can use it as a resource and play out your song.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, that's our heart, because we're not just doing it for ourselves. It's like we actually want to make worship for the world, and we want to be able to equip people to be able to play our songs. So we were just chatting in the green room. We're like, I wonder if we could do some acoustic versions of our songs so that people can imagine what these are like with
Well,
the instruments that they have.
If you decide you want to, I know a radio station that would happily host you while you play them. So
Hey.
keep us in the loop. I mean, come on. We'd love to hear that here.
Oh man, you guys are friends. We'll be here anytime. It's like the highlight of my week.
Oh, well, wonderful, Chloe.
Amazing. I hope you enjoyed that as much as we did.
Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and turn your notifications on so you don't miss the next video.
We'll see you in the next one.